to Talking Schmidt. I'm your host, Eric Schmidt.
Hello, I'm Greg Burmeister.
How about that? It's Greg Burmeister. And today we have the very hilarious and talented Tom Leopold. Tom, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Eric and Greg. You know, it's going to be a pleasure killing myself for you guys.
Oh, wow.
It really is. I look forward
A Talking Schmidt exclusive.
Yeah, I really look forward to it. I mean...
in addition to being the first person we've had on and kill themselves on the podcast,
well,
you'll be the first.
Kill myself to just wring every interesting thing out of myself.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. I think you are our first guest who has worked with Lucille Ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Put the mic there because I'm looking over there. I've only been in show business 60 years. 60 years, I don't know how to turn the microphone.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All right, so what? Tell us about the Lucille Ball thing.
Oh, God.
What was the nature of that?
That was, I was doing, it was way back in the day, at the very end of when they were doing, like, variety shows.
Okay.
And in the summer, they'd give a tryout to a show, like 6 summer episodes.
Okay.
You know, instead of just showing reruns, they'd put 6 episodes of a thing that caught on, you know. And my great hero as a kid was Steve Allen.
Yeah.
The great
host of the Tonight Show.
And comedian and musician, and yeah, he was like my David Letterman. You know?
Right.
You know, David Letterman's my David Letterman. But,
sure.
You know, as a kid.
You got a few David Lettermans in your life.
Yeah. It's an embarrassment of Lettermans. It really is.
You're rich with Lettermans.
Yeah, I'm lousy with them.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was I saying?
This is the Lucille Ball.
Oh, yeah.
So
anyway, I got a job, you know, really almost right away writing for Steve Allen. I mean, I'd been an actor.
At the Tonight Show? Or?
No, the Steve Allen Show, 6 episodes in the summer in the 70s.
Okay.
No, 1980. And on that show, I worked with some of my best heroes, but Steve Allen was like my idol.
Yeah.
And I tell you a funny story about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, or I might save it for my own show if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. No, that's all right.
Just kidding. I don't have a show.
Yeah. Well, you'll get one.
It wouldn't be good enough for my show anyway.
Well, no, sure. Yeah. Well, it's good enough for this one.
No, yeah, absolutely. And that's a compliment to you.
Thank you. No, I
It's
appreciate
kind of a
it.
slam, but
No, I don't mind.
it's more of a
slam.
knock.
Yeah, a little.
Just
a little bullying is good on this show. We don't mind.
You can't do it in schools
We
anymore.
appreciate it.
Where are we supposed to bully people?
Yeah.
You can't do it in school.
You can't do it in school. You can't do
Forget
it.
it.
You can't do it on the internet.
No,
so
it's
hey,
not right.
I got to tell you something that happened to me. You're also our first guest where this is a situation, and the situation is I've been to your house, but you were not there. And it was very fun. You have a lovely home, by the way.
Thank you very much.
But there was an incident I need to talk to you about. I was swimming off your boat that you've since sold, and a fish bit me on the nipple.
Oh yeah, that's
that's happened to other people?
Oh yeah, well they'll take a little bite every now and then.
I couldn't believe it got me right on the nipple.
Yeah, well, you know, that's.
So that's happened to other people.
What did it? You know, how did it? Was it kind of like?
It was
freeing. Did it free you sexually?
No, not at all. It was nothing sexual.
All right, no, I didn't know find that what it was.
Oh no!
I just noticed that there's a bunch of sharks on your shower curtain.
Yeah, well, that's Greg's shower curtain.
All right, he didn't even say anything about shit.
Yeah, but so wait, that's happened to some.
Yeah,
other people?
One guy came out of the lake, and it's a really great lake.
Sure, it's not one of the Great Lakes, but it is.
No, it's not. It's not one of the Great Lakes, but it's a great lake.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. It'll remain nameless right now. I don't want to. But I have enough trouble with people trying to get close to me.
Okay.
And I don't like any human emotion at all.
Okay.
You don't mind?
No, sure. We won't name the lake or the other person then.
Yeah.
I won't even name the state it was in. I may have accidentally already done it, but we won't name it further.
This guy came out there, one of the residents of this little lake village, little lake community.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other funny thing, but and he feels his bathing suit, and there's like a 3-foot snake.
God, Jesus Christ!
In his
swim trunks,
boxer short swimming trunks.
Good Lord!
You know, good he wasn't wearing a mankini.
Yeah.
You know,
that could be rough.
Which I'm I'm wearing it at this very moment.
Very good.
I'm just kidding.
You got the top on. You got the top on.
You
too?
can't see my Spanx, can you? You can't see the.
Oh, we're all wearing Spanx. Don't worry.
Everybody's wearing Spanx in a way.
So I noticed at your home also you have these really cool dolls. Or not really dolls, I guess. Puppets? Are they
Well,
puppets?
it's not like they're Miss America dolls.
No. They're not real dolls.
Misgender me over here.
No,
right.
sure, yeah.
Go on, misgender me, baby.
You've got manly dolls at home.
Well, when I was a kid, Jerry Mahoney was every day was this show with ventriloquists. Jerry Mahoney was the dummy.
Yeah.
Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney, and it was huge. And one Christmas, I got this thing that he sold. Paul Winchell sold in connection with some toy company.
Yeah.
A big version of Jerry. With
Okay.
a suit, just great, right?
Yeah.
And I loved it. I mean, it was great. I guess it was 1958 or something like that. And a time of turmoil, by the way.
Sure.
No, I just like saying that. After
You can say that about
After I
everything.
say it,
Times were tough.
1986, a time of turmoil.
Yeah.
We all felt. Anyway, I just enjoy doing that.
No, that's great.
You know,
I'm going to steal that.
It's like comedy Tourette's.
Yes. Just riffing.
Yeah. Totally forgot what we were talking about.
Well, these dolls that you
Oh yeah,
have.
they're not dolls.
Okay,
Eric,
sorry.
what's the matter with you?
What are they? What would you call them?
Who hurt you, man? That you have such
So-
rage about.
so-
They're
so many.
They're ventriloquist dummies.
So many.
I know.
Trust
Believe me. Probably a lot of the same people that hurt me.
Yeah. Let's get them.
No. How do they like us now? Huh?
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, you bastards.
No.
So there you are buying dolls.
Yeah, well, so it's like a full scale like doll. I was kind of professional ventriloquist dummy.
Okay.
And I had it until I went away at 17 to go to acting school, and my mother threw it out.
What the hell?
You know.
So that's who hurt. So that's who hurt you then.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to just express some rage about my mom.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can write. You're gonna write this.
I just thought I'd go with a more in-depth interview, but I don't have any depth.
Also, to be fair,
Yeah. You.
She was a good mom, you know.
Well, that's good. So you're not a Sopranos situation then.
No.
You grew up.
Nothing is direct as that mother.
Right.
It's all like curves and
So you grew up in Miami.
yeah.
Was it? It was nice then, right? This was before all the drugs came in.
Yeah. I was on drugs though.
Okay, good. You brought the drugs in.
I was on drugs. I was on great drugs. Seriously, I was very asthmatic.
So you probably shouldn't be smoking weed then.
Yeah, I shouldn't be. But it's the only way I could get up here and climb those stairs.
I guess asthma doesn't really go away. You probably still have asthma.
No. It sounds like you're wishing it on me.
They cured your asthma?
As soon as I left Miami, which is just nothing but pollen and tropical thing and, guava smells.
Yeah. Iguanas falling from
plenty
the
of things
tree.
that I'd be allergic to.
Yeah.
And back then, the medication for asthma was just pretty primitive, like cortisone shots.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'd black out on the playground with asthma.
You didn't need drugs.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
But then it gets better from there. The blacking out was the highlight of my childhood.
Nice.
But my mom had to drive me to Dr. Belinsky's, and I'd get injected with amphetamine.
Nice.
So I'd go up at 7, and I'm like, I go home and write a novel.
Well, that's fun. That's good old fashioned.
7 years old.
yeah.
I wrote 2 novels.
On a typewriter.
Same night.
wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah.
man.
Well, now medicine is so much better. Then they had the inhaler came in, and I couldn't get the amphetamine shots anymore.
God damn it.
So at
It's
9, I
modern
went
medicine.
cold turkey, and
This modern medicine bullshit, I tell you, man. There was an escaped your daughter Olivia, wonderful young woman.
Thank
She told me about this story that there was some sort of escaped convict running around Miami. Is that?
wow, that's the point. It wasn't really that close to Miami.
Yeah.
You were talking about my mom, and she rests in peace. Mm-hmm. My dear mother, Georgie Jessamper. Mama, meet a young lady. Mama said I should meet a young lady at Mrs. Naselman's house. I said, Mama, I don't want to meet her. I'm happy to be found. She said, come up here to Mrs. Roseman's and meet the girl.
Is this in your one-man show?
No, it's just it's an impression of this guy you should know Georgie Jessel.
Georgie Jessel?
Yeah, he was a comic and he was called the Toastmaster General.
The Toastmaster?
Yeah, and he would do the funniest roast. He was like Jeff
Ross.
Jeff
yeah.
Ross.
Yeah.
But with the toupee but very funny.
Oh, so he would do it at the New York Friars Club.
Yeah,
I think I do know who this is.
He would host anything.
Yeah.
Funeral, anything.
Yeah.
But that was his whole thing. Anyway, I was just doing him, and we all went out to see him one day. I don't want to get off subject, but...
Is he still around?
No, God, no. But we were doing
God rest his soul, too.
God rest his soul, too. Him and that lady's picture is on the front of your building. That poor woman.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Greg, what was
That's
the
all.
The woman downstairs?
Whoever downstairs.
Oh, yeah. She's dead.
Okay.
Don't sugarcoat it, Greg.
Fair
Tell
enough.
people really what's going on. It's too, such a
Times are tough.
Times are tough.
Any subjects they think might have done it?
I don't think
I'm
she was-
looking at you, Greg.
I don't think she was murdered. Or at least that's what we're telling everyone.
No murder in the building.
No murders in this building. So you moved to New York at 17, correct?
That's right.
What was it?
I
what
got
was
too
it?
big for that state.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you the story about my mother and the convicts.
Oh, yeah, well, tell it.
Well, my mother, as we were talking about my mom, and my mom was, she had 4 boys, really young, but my dad.
Yeah.
But, he's on the road a lot, and so Mom had to get us all in really early, still daylight, just to get us all cleaned up. And so by 5 o'clock, she said we'd have to go in and get our Miami short pants pajamas on. And it's like 5, there's still like 3 hours of sunlight. Our friends would come on out, I'm in pajamas, just so my mother knew we were all in there and she could relax.
Yeah.
So anyway, one time we were out in the yard playing ball, and my mother starts screaming, "Get in here! Get in here, boys! Get in here!" My dad's on the road. I figured my dad's dead or something.
Oh, no.
I didn't even think that. And so we all go in, and she locks the door, and she says, my grandmother called her and said that who was also very protective, called her and said 3 convicts had escaped from a prison in Tallahassee.
Okay, so very
Which is
far away. It's like 700 miles away.
7 at least.
Yeah.
And they escaped. They didn't even stay in the house. Stay in the house. They're 700 miles away, and what are they're going? What do you want to get out of here for, Whitey? I want to get down there.
You're going all the way to Miami.
Talking to prison as he's digging the hole to swim through the sewer. Shit. I want to get down there and get those Leopold boys.
Yeah, they've had a comment.
What's wrong with them? I don't know. I don't like them.
Those Leopold boys.
Yeah, they got it coming, boys. They had it coming a long time.
Just the boys, not any of the rest of them.
So she's worried about something that far away.
Yeah.
Imagine the closer worries.
Yeah, that's how safe Miami was at that time.
Yeah.
You could be concerned about what's going on in Tallahassee.
Yeah, we didn't have, our murderers weren't up to snuff.
No,
our mass murderers and
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you moved to New York after your.
Let me know when you want to start the interview.
You moved to New
Then I'll
York.
kick it up because this, I'm really giving you my B stuff.
No, this is good stuff.
Okay.
You moved to New York after your brush with death in Miami, and you when did you audition for the Fonz? Was that from New York?
Oh no, that was a couple of years later. At 17, I went up to acting school
Which
at
was fun. NYU acting school.
They had just started a thing called the School of the Arts. Now
Okay.
it's called something else.
Right.
And they were merging all these people, these kids who were going to go to college, and some people who already been to college, to audition to get into this. I would never have gotten into college.
Right.
I read my grades were, just a humiliation. It was really a humiliation.
Like fewer than 4 points.
Oh God, man! If I skated with a D, it's like.
Wow, so they were just letting anyone into NYU.
So I had to audition for the acting school because they didn't care about grades.
Right.
So they had the auditions in New Orleans, and some maybe we want to go to another subject, but.
No. But you go.
Yeah, we go. So I auditioned for them, and I do this stuff I had ready, and then they said, "Tell a joke," and I told them this joke, and they laughed, and I think that's why I got in. I don't think it was my acting, and then they said, "Sing a song," all these teachers who were going to pick the people to go to NYU in this new acting school. And I sang the coffee song, and that surprised them.
What's the coffee song?
It was Sinatra used to sing, way down among bazillions, they drink coffee by the billions.
Ooh.
So they've got to find those extra cups to fill. They drink an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Boom, 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 boom. Good, Greg, get up and get on the table. Get on the table, do it, baby. Let me get some folding money out. I'm sorry.
No, that's not.
That was inexcusable.
That was wonderful. I was unaware. So was this?
I'm as straight as they come, but when this man starts dancing, when Craig, whatever he calls himself, when he starts jiving,
oh man, I'm telling you,
he's no holla back girl.
No, I tell you that.
Maybe he is. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I don't know either.
It's like get into acting.
You get into acting school.
Never been really away from home before.
Okay.
I'm so excited, and that I've limped. I limped for the first month. That's how happy I was.
Wow.
When I would get really happy, I would just get really sick. Because I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it.
Asthma.
And then if I was depressed, I'd get sick.
Sure.
But it gets so, I miss my birthday parties. I get so happy. At my birthday party, before the cake came out, I'd have an asthma attack, black out, wake up with wet pants in the hospital.
Like wet pants in a good way or no?
No, not in a good way.
No, okay.
I don't think, I need to talk about that sort of
invasion,
my sexuality.
This is a children's podcast.
I will say.
Apologize to everyone.
Everyone who emails us is like in high school. It's a weird
really?
thing. Yeah.
Then they'll love this.
We have children fans. It's
excellent.
great.
Well, I'm not. What do they call it? Claiming what I am. What is the phrase everybody uses now? I identify as.
Okay. You identify as.
I identify as bipolar.
Okay.
Times are tough.
Yeah. So, they're running out of stuff to identify with.
Can I tell you a quick fun thing about your acting career? So I'm sitting at home watching a movie I haven't seen since I was a kid. I put on Mr. Mom, and I see you in it.
Yep.
Well, tell us about that.
Oh no! That's amazing. That's so cool.
Well, by that time I was writing more than I was acting.
But you one last ride.
Right, but I knew Michael Keaton.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
what a terrific guy that is.
He's a terrific guy, and he was, I'd hang out at the Improv, and he was a comic.
Yeah.
He was a great comic, of course.
Yeah.
And
the Improv, that's
in
like...
L.A.
Yep.
On Melrose. And so they called and said, Michael's in this movie, and it's a good part. I'm in his ride share in the morning to go to work, with
that scene,
with Christopher Lloyd and
oh my God,
and that great actor, bald guy who played on the Transvestite show, a really great guy. Anyway,
he's going to
look it up. Yeah. Can we look it up? Where's my phone? Let me look my life up. Let me look up Tom Leopold.
Actually, wait. So let's just switch subjects.
No, forget him anyway.
Yeah, forget
I did that. That was really a lot of fun. But funny, but I'm reminded of things I did that I totally forgot I did, like that. So one day when Livy, who my daughter, and her dear husband Tom.
Yeah. I've heard he's great too.
He is.
Okay.
Very nice man.
He's he's the best. We're gonna have a son-in-law. He's the guy you want to get. But I got him, so forget it. He's not on the market.
I'll see what I can do to steer him away from him.
Excellent son. And husband, and all around good chap.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, enough about him.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're just talking
He's
about
not going to pay my rent.
No. They'll put you in a nice home.
He would, though. They would, yeah. I could say that. They like me enough for that.
Yeah.
Put me in one of those almost good places. What do they call those commercials where it's almost good here,
And the old folks home?
Yeah.
Oh.
A halfway decent place to put mom.
Those are our sponsors for this episode, by the way.
Well, they're good folks. They're good folks doing good things.
Yes. All right, so can we...
I forgot the story of going to NYU.
Yeah.
Right. So the first day, I meet Christopher Guest.
Terrific.
And Michael McKean.
Wow.
And we've been friends. They had already been in college for 2 years. Chris, yeah, you know those guys.
Yes, of course.
Christopher Guest
Yeah.
is one of my all-time heroes.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I've known him since I was 17. He was 19.
Oh, crazy.
And I've known him pretty much all my life, and he's great, and funny, hilarious. And I met him the first day of acting school, and Mike. Still two of the funniest guys I
McKean.
ever met. Mike McKean.
Oh, Mike McKean,
Also
sorry.
being a great actor, but he's
Yeah.
also one of the funniest people. And we became friends, and they were 2 years older, so that's a lot when you're that age.
Right.
You know? And
What a fun time in New York must have been with those guys.
it was great, you know. I mean, you know what it did for me? It really showed me, wow, I'm smart enough to know how funny these guys are.
Yeah.
You know, I somehow or other that I had been building up this thing that,
Yeah.
you know, I had, you know, this kind of comedy thing.
It's an important thing to know about yourself and
It's
to know
important
about
in my line of
others.
work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I thought, geez, these guys are funny. And I'm really also making them laugh as hard.
Right. That's
So I thought, okay, that gave me a lot of confidence.
I'm actually good.
I can play with
exactly
in the majors.
yeah.
You know, of not fame, but just in terms of
totally.
You know, you pretty obviously the funny as hell guys.
So what year is this? This is
1902, a time of turmoil.
Yes.
Czar
It
had
was
just-
1968, which was a time of
it was-
turmoil.
that was a real tough.
Times were tough.
Oh, it is. I come from Miami, and I get to NYU the first day. People are coming running up down the halls of the old hotel I put us in, that's NYU bought, and saying everybody's got to come up to Columbia and help riot up there.
Oh wow! For the
Vietnam War.
Vietnam War.
I mean, I'm thinking, I just want to be in show business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going up there.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm not putting a flower in the barrel of the gun.
I mean, you know.
So we're gonna skip a little ahead here.
Anyway, I had nothing to do with the end of the Vietnam Wars. I guess I'm just trying to say.
Okay, good. You heard it here first.
I
folks.
can't take any credit for it at all.
When did your good friend Chevy Chase come into your life? How did you guys?
Oh gosh, well, when I was about 21, Chris Guest and I started writing for the National Lampoon magazine
Okay.
and Radio Hour.
Was that based? That was based here.
In New York.
Oh
yeah.
man, I have so many crazy stories about National Lampoon.
Okay.
I love National Lampoon.
Well, I got published in there when I was 21, but
Wow.
Chris and I did one, and then another one.
that's
Then we
so
did the
cool.
radio show, which,
Yeah.
and at the time, I don't know how to, the Lampoon was like the Onion, or they had the Bee, the Buffalo Bee, or something. Or,
Yeah, Babylon Bee.
Babylon Bee,
Yeah.
or something. But it was funny and picture and glossy, and became a real hip thing, and sort of the radio thing. So I met Chevy there very casually, but I worked with Bill Murray there and John Belushi there.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Amazing, you know.
Who now? Let's just pretend Chevy's not listening. Of those,
We don't have to pretend.
of those,
Assuming
he's not one of our dozen listeners of this episode.
No.
But, well, who did you like? Who did you like best?
He knows all these stories. He knows.
Maybe you haven't told him. Maybe you haven't
We're
told him.
really close friends.
No, but maybe you haven't told him who you liked better, him, John Belushi, or Bill Murray.
I love them all.
Okay.
It's like asking me who my favorite child comedian is.
Okay.
I get something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you unwind that one.
Yeah, I got it. But
So anyway, I met him up there, you know, amongst all these people, and then now I'm name dropping. But if I don't name drop, then there's nothing for me to talk about.
yeah,
Then
that's
I'm
true.
not,
Then you just-
I can't be as wonderful as this.
no.
So in order to be this wonderful,
Yeah.
I have to name drop.
Okay, fair enough.
So anyway, it was the first season of Saturday Night Live, and you just guide me if this is going in the toilet.
No, you're good.
Okay, give me one of these flushing moves.
Well, unfortunately, we're videoing it.
And then
so.
go stir your hand right like the drain. But don't. You know,
Okay, so you
I got
met.
distracted there.
No, that's all right. You met him at the.
So I was at an after party of one of the Saturday Night Live shows in the first season
Cool.
at Dan Aykroyd's loft,
Very fun.
and very fun. And I'm
Who's
sitting.
playing you in the movie?
I'm not in there.
Damn it, those
Nah.
bastards.
Local Dan Aykroyd man of Ghostbusters
So
fame.
caught, yeah, many things, Blues Brothers. But No, what was I going to say about?
Yeah, this party is
Oh yeah.
something to do with Chevy.
Yeah. No, I was just
Is it
thinking
Chevy?
about.
Am I saying this?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm just thinking about what part of it I want to. Anyway.
We'll leave the drug parts out.
Yeah.
Again,
Use your imagination.
Children's parts.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
If you really use your imagination, blood should be spurting out of your nose at this very moment. So anyway, I didn't really know him, just to say hello. So anyway, I'm sitting on this couch, kind of by myself, and Chevy had just become the biggest star in America.
Wow.
From Saturday Night Live. It was like the new Cary Grant. I mean, I can't
meteoric.
overestimate how meteoric.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy how far Chevy just blew off. Like I recently watched this National Lampoon's
documentary.
It's crazy. Like he just took off. Like
All of a
it's
sudden.
crazy.
It was all within a few months.
Yeah.
I am on the back of one of the Lampoon albums.
Oh.
There's a photo. I actually have it somewhere, but
I'll look for it on eBay. I'll buy you a script from Christmas Guest.
too much.
eBay.
Yeah, eBay photo. All right, so
Folks, if you want to reach me, I'll be on eBay. All my unsold novels.
you know, your very own Tom Leopold.
Yeah, or unsold novels stacked up in your garage.com.
All right, so you're at this party, and this
So
is
Chevy
where your big break comes.
Well, kind of. And he's the biggest thing in the country. And so he sits down next to me, and he doesn't say anything, and I don't. I'm just sitting there, kind of side by side. He takes his pause, and he goes, "I hear you're the funniest guy."
Wow.
And I just took a beat, and I just said, "Yeah." And that made him laugh so hard.
Actually, yes, I am.
I thought, I'm not going to try to be funny. I'm just going to.
Well, that in itself is pretty funny. Yeah.
Megalomaniacally agree with what everybody's saying. And he loves that.
I actually find that funny.
Yes, I am the best writer in the room.
What do you want to know? I mean, yeah, of course. And that then we kind of got to know each other there a bit. And then
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that. So a couple of months later, I get a call one night, and Chevy got my phone number and called me, and now he's gigantic. And he calls me and says, "I'm leaving SNL after this first year and go to make movies.
Wow.
But in order for them to let me out, I have to do 2 TV specials." Is this too inside baseball?
No. Were they like stand-up specials or just?
Yeah, no, like
okay.
primetime NBC specials.
Okay.
Hours, they called them specials then.
Yeah.
Sound like
Because like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Okay.
1914, I used to open for King's Mules on the Vladimir circuit.
So
anyway.
So he had you help him on his.
Yeah, so he calls me up and he says, "Hey Tom, it's Chevy." I go, "Oh wow, Chevy." He says, "Listen, I got out of going back to SNL. I'm going to go and make movies, but I owe them 2 TV specials, and I want you to write on them. But I only want you to write on them if what I heard you say to somebody, you actually said." So
What was it?
So I said, "Wow," I wanted to know.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what was that?" And what it was actually it was Chris Guest's sister, who was, I knew as a kid, and she was a great friend. She wanted to come up and visit me in Boston, where I was doing a play.
Okay.
And she said, "Can I stay with you?" And I said, "Oh, we're on the phone." I said, "Of course." She said, and then she said, "I'll stay 2 or 3 days." And I said, "Oh, I'll stay 2.
Totally
Chevy
fine.
just told it just like that. And I said, "Yeah, I said that." And he said, "Okay, I want you to write on the show." And then I ended up writing a lot of both of those specials. And that was like a real kick up into comedy writing.
That's so crazy. Yeah. When I think of Chevy Chase, I think of like Caddyshack.
Oh, man.
Well, were you in?
He was huge. National Lampoon.
Were you in an alternate ending of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell an alternate ending of National Lampoon's Vacation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Chevy, we had done more specials and then some HBO specials where I would be in it with him playing his chauffeur and his lifeguard and stuff and funny stuff like that. Anyway, for HBO, those were big things at the time. And
they're not around anymore, HBO.
no.
Yeah. Fell on hard times.
They're not there. HBO Max.
It's all Max.
Yeah.
But sorry, go ahead. So you're in an alternate ending of.
Oh yeah, so Chevy's good. I'm doing this movie, National Lampoon Vacation.
Yeah.
And there's a part at the very end where Wally of Wally World.
Yeah.
We go and we drive up and we confront Wally.
Right.
Of Wally's World. But we're shooting it in Pasadena at this mansion, and you're going to play Eddie Bracken, who played Wally.
Right.
His aide de camp. And during the thing, Chevy's going to have a gun and hold it on you and make you dance, me.
Yeah, so
I worked out this whole dance and everything.
So a similar ending, but not...
Right.
Yeah.
And they shot it and everything. It was funny, I thought.
Yeah.
It had been a nice little something.
I wonder,
then,
did they ever release it?
No, then when they finished the movie, they said, this ending doesn't pop enough. And they went to an amusement park.
Yeah.
And John Candy was in that.
Right.
Who... if you're going to get replaced by somebody, that's a good guy to get replaced by.
For sure. But you never saw it. You never got to see it.
I never got to see that.
I wonder if they still have it. I wonder if that might be released.
Would that footage still exist?
I hope so. I hope they release it with an anniversary.
There's probably some, nerd in some writing his manifesto and watching that at this very moment.
You can buy it on eBay. Maybe.
Yeah.
You're also very close friends with a guy that Greg and I were pages at the Late Show with David Letterman. You're also very close friends with Paul Shaffer.
That's right.
Paul Shaffer.
I'm sure I saw you guys there once or twice. Yes, indeed.
So how did Paul come into your life?
It's one of those things where all friends would say back and forth, you got to meet Paul. I'd say to Paul, you got to meet Tom,
Okay.
And that's how I met Belzer, too.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like this set-up date of two comedy people to fall in love. Two straight comedy guys.
We need a play date.
Yeah, it kind of is like that. In the comedy world, it's like, that's it. Comedy's like my lady. Sinatra was it.
Yes. Another Sinatra reference. Frank?
No, I never met him, but I saw him a couple of times. Once when I was in high school.
Well, he's here tonight.
Mr. S.
Welcome.
Mr. S.
He faked his death just to make a return
wow.
on this
All for
podcast.
me? The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he heard you were on.
Big
and he was
fan.
like, you know what? Now's the time.
Your phrasing alone for me. Right? Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Man can phrase his ass off.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So Paul I met at a party, and he kind of came up to me in L.A., I think, and he said, I heard that you say you're part of this thing, watch the Jerry Lewis TV show Club.
Okay.
Jerry Lewis had an 8-episode talk show.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
He had one real early, like when I was a kid, and then he had this one later when I was, and it was like his friends would meet and watch it. I had friends that I would meet and watch because it was so great. Such bad, great,
Yeah.
The greatest thing is bad.
Yeah,
You know what
sure.
I mean, we used to go make big efforts to go see bad entertainment because me, Paul, Chris, Belzer, Harry Shearer.
Wow, what a crew.
We would go to see bad entertainment, but it had to be really bad.
Honestly, that's so cool.
I think Steve Martin has that quote. He's like, "There's nothing funnier than just like low, low on the total
talent
entertainment."
With arrogance and everything.
Yeah.
So we had a phrase, we'd go to see something, and the worst thing would happen was it wasn't good and it wasn't really that bad.
Right.
That would be the worst
thing.
So we would say on our way in, like, where do we go? And it's good.
Yeah,
and one of us would say, hey, we'll stand up and walk out. It's only fucking money. Who cares?
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah. Basically, who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's good. We're like, you can't bury you with the money. Like King Tut.
Yeah.
As far as I know. As far as I observe you from now, Greg.
That Paul Shaffer thing is so cool.
Well, you can find me. And I said, yeah, I do. I have a thing. And you have one too, so. And that was it.
Was he living out in L.A. then?
Yeah, he was out there doing a pilot about a devil that comes and sells rock bands, gets their souls to make them famous. And Paul was in that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I got to see that.
But he was also the piano player from the beginning at SNL.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah.
We've been best pals.
I heard there was
Ever since.
there was a boat incident with all of you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Would you like to tell us this,
you wanna-
this boating story?
Yeah, it's a shameful
Interesting.
story. It's a shameful story, but
Then we're talking about different stories.
Oh no.
No.
Times are tough.
no, it's not shameful in that way. I've got plenty of those. But no, I have this power boat, and Paul and Chevy live near each other.
Yeah.
And I invited them and their wives to come, and Barbara and I, my lovely BM, my beautiful mate,
Yeah.
and my wife, my lovely wife. And so Chevy and his wife come, and Paul and his wife comes. And they say, okay, I'm just taking the guys. The girls didn't want to go on the boat.
Just the fellas on the boat.
And I'm excited because
Just a couple dudes.
Having some suds.
well, no, the thing that I
Having some
wanted.
drunk cigs.
No. We're probably high. Of course.
Okay, very good.
Yeah,
Very
and I
hot.
don't think we drink.
Very
Yeah, of course we had to be prepared.
Yeah.
But I'm honestly thinking, like I'm a teenager, I want to show these guys that I'm actually kind of macho.
Yeah. Get this
Why I wanted to show them that after them knowing me for so well. But
I'm going to prove myself.
I'm a
Now's
man.
the time to prove to these fellas.
I gotta tell them I'm a man.
Yeah.
They're not gonna find out by themselves.
No.
I gotta
I gotta
help
flex for
them
'em.
along a little bit.
I gotta flex nuts for
Yeah.
Chevy and Paul.
Yeah, show my ball wallet. What's that underpants thing? Ball wallet?
I don't.
Have you seen it?
Wallet?
It's underpants where there's a pouch outside.
I am a goddamn legend.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
I don't think either of us have seen
Yeah,
what
it's
we're talking
ball hoops. And
Ball hoops.
it's like a cod piece for your gentles
Okay.
through,
All right,
coming
well,
through the underpants.
Sure.
Well, I don't need, well, we don't. We're not. That's not. A
I won't
sponsor.
go
We're
into
not-
the various
we're not-
colors they have available, but
Okay.
they're wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful
An
product.
endorsement. All right.
Yes,
Very good.
it had polyester fabric, but nothing to laugh at.
All right. Well,
these
then
days.
I'll take a pair.
Okay. Speaking of polyester fabric,
Speaking of Paul. There we
so
go.
we became best friends, and we started just going to stuff. And the great thing is, through Paul, I got to meet so many of my musical heroes.
Yeah.
Because Paul's always so generous, and he called me sometimes, probably when you guys were working up the show, and say, the guy we laugh at every night. Esteban, the master of what are the
those commercials that sell the guitars.
master of something guitar, sad guitar, and we had been laughing our asses off about this guy. It's one of those. These are not available in stores.
Oh, he sold those shitty guitars on the
But
infomercials.
yes,
It was him and Girls Gone Wild.
Dude,
Him and Girls Gone Wild.
Yes.
that reminds me of Sid McGuinness from
Man,
The
yeah.
Late Show.
Yeah.
God damn, dude!
Another legend.
Yeah, he's.
This Esteban,
All those guys have
he's not
a
near
basic
this
figure.
Esteban guy.
So Esteban, and we've been doing Esteban bits for years. Not for years, but as long as those commercials were. And I used to say, Esteban, master of the cheap guitar. Master of the cheap guitar. So Paul says, come up here. We got Esteban on. It's like 3 o'clock, Of course, I skedaddle right up there.
Got to get to the show. Got to see
And
Esteban.
then, of course, Paul, being the imp that he is, after the show, we corner Esteban just to get more work done.
Yeah.
Find out more about Esteban. And the whole thing was he went kind of blind.
Esteban?
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Way before this. That's why he wore the dark glasses and the hat.
Oh, I just thought it was cool. I didn't realize these were medicated.
No, he went according to him.
like actual.
This is according to Esteban now.
Yeah,
Don't hold me.
Esteban, known liar.
Don't hold me liable for
Right,
master of the cheap
Esteban's-
guitar.
what,
What he has to
what Esteban is selling Paul Schaefer backstage.
Yeah. And a lawyer. And a butcher.
Yeah, all right. So you're hanging out with Esteban.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense. But the thing is, things like that we'd get hooked on,
Oh, it's great. I love that kind of silliness.
Oh, yeah. And,
So you're on the boat, though.
Thank you.
So bring it
My
back.
wife would have said, get me right back on track.
Yeah, you're on the boat.
I kind of go out there, you know what I mean?
No, I'm glad we went back to Esteban.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
Well,
an
I
Esteban
didn't want to leave
story.
the Esteban story out. It's kind of why I agreed to the interview.
Yeah, I gotta get this Esteban story
So
out.
anyway, of course, my it was never a new boat, but I get them out halfway away from our little marina, and the engine just quits and never starts again.
Jesus.
Oh no.
Yeah, and now we're floating. And I must say, I forgot that I was in the comedy business. I just really was just a guy, teenager, trying to impress his friends.
Yeah.
That they got a boat and they can knows how to work it. Shit like that.
I honestly, like that's where I would be at
I'm
that
trying
point.
to be a
like,
macho, you know?
Right.
And they busted me so hard. They tortured me all the way back. And these young people.
Yeah, how'd you get back?
Yeah, this great boat full of young people, gentlemen and ladies in
these
in
young
bikinis.
assholes.
Yeah,
like,
well, some gorgeous gentlemen and lovely ladies
Sure.
in lovely bikinis.
Okay.
Of their
So you were
choice.
saved by a hot...
And
I've been there.
yeah, I was saved by
by hip teenagers.
Yeah.
Some hip teenagers came to the rescue.
yeah. What was that? Baywatch.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Baywatch.
Come on, Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
You were in a Baywatch situation.
Sign me
You
up,
should
dog.
fake choking too. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, also I got something caught in my
They
throat.
just totally tortured me, and it kind of, I was laughing because they were so funny, but also, I'm also going, oh shit, you know? I want to be a guy for a couple of hours. That's so terrible.
Could you imagine though pulling up to a boat in distress and it's you
Yeah,
and Paul and
that's-
Chevy? Like what the fuck?
And that's what happened.
And Pamela Anderson.
No. But that's exactly what happened. The four of them kind of had blinked at the same time and realized who was on the boat. I said,
how
"Jimmy,
high are we
supposed to
right
be-"
now?
Yeah, I of course am the most unknown of all. And
No, I think you were the one they clocked.
I-
Like,
and I
oh,
like it that
shit.
way.
I can't believe he's hanging out with them.
so they put a rope on, they towed us back to my marina.
Yeah.
And Chevy gets on the bow of the boat, and I swear to God, he just all the way in, he's making them scream with laughter. He's going, for Caddyshack, I got 2.3 million. When I was the voice of Benji, I got 1.2. He just went through really a lot in the actual numbers. I got piece of the neck, not of the rope. And they didn't know what he was talking about.
Thanks,
So-
Chevy.
Yeah.
So the greatest thing, of course, was the motor going out and having that story. Better than,
Yeah, it's so
you gotta
funny.
have bad shit happen and make
If
it
only,
a good story at least.
yeah, if only Seinfeld was still on, that could have been an episode.
Oh, definitely.
That could have been an episode.
Definitely.
Tell us about that, by the way. You ended up writing for Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You ended up making the transition from actor to writer.
Yeah, I would go back and forth. And a lot of times, acting stuff I helped write, like with Martin Mull and
Oh, man.
Fred Willard and all those
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah.
guys.
Oh, my
Dave
God.
Lander,
Yeah.
all
So-
those, God bless them,
Yeah, man.
guys.
So
the
amazing.
greatest. Yeah.
So you wrote the Babu. What's the title of that episode? The Cafe. Yeah, you wrote the Cafe.
But you were a bad man. You were a very bad man.
Classic.
All based on two true stories. That was the A story, if you will.
Yeah.
Even if you won't, it's the A story.
I'll take your word
And
for
the
it.
B story was George is dating a woman who gives IQ tests.
Yeah. Okay. Did either of those happen?
Both of them happened.
Wow.
Just exactly like.
Yeah,
but I didn't have my IQ test. I didn't take the IQ.
George Costanza is a legendary character.
And the perfect guy to play him too.
Yeah.
And so what really happened was I had this great apartment on West 11th Street that I had had for years and years, and it was rent controlled, which is why I was able to stay in show business. It's so cheap.
Thanks, rent control.
Yeah, I own all the rent control. Really. For my entire career.
yes, that-
I'd like to thank rent control.
Thanks,
my
New York
Academy
City.
Award. Yeah. I want to thank my team. And I want to thank my, rent control department.
And the folks who
Keeping
make
me in the
these,
business.
and the folks who make these shorts that have the little thing for
Yeah.
the balls.
Thanks, New York.
Yeah. The bowl, the pouches. You got to see me. You haven't seen
All
me.
right, we're gonna look it up.
Well, you probably don't watch that channel.
Back to Seinfeld.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so there was this little corner cafe that this guy opened up. Little guy who wore the same thing every day. He was Vietnamese in real life.
Okay.
And he had always wore the same thing, a Madras short sleeve shirt. And during the day, he would leave the top button unbuttoned. But at night, he put two tables and chairs and candles out, and he'd button the top button.
Oh.
I mean, I became obsessed with this guy. And I would tell my wife about it.
I don't like it.
No, well, that was his version of after six wear.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, to get formal.
For the wife, hello, hey, I put in my jacket.
He was like, I'm done with work.
Yeah.
That's so tough too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's gotta be tough as a writer because like that is a very funny detail, but one that you like wouldn't work with that same character once they change
No,
it.
you'd have
right?
to explain it.
Yeah.
But
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you don't have to butter him up.
No.
He's not going to give you a raise.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Greg.
Power of the man. Yeah, my man.
Eric's paying me a little bit.
I talk him into going on strike.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. All right,
So yeah, and so I would say to my wife, you out there? She would say, you out there looking at the guy at the restaurant again? And I said, yeah. And he said, well, you should go in. I said, I can't go in. Nobody ever goes in.
Yeah.
So if I go in, I'll always have to go in because I have to pass it to get to our house unless I want to walk all the way around the block. And the other thing was, as he got more and more desperate, no one came in. He kept adding more things to the menu.
Oh,
this place was tiny.
Yeah.
4 tables.
Yeah, it's like
really.
a full diner experience.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And in your mind, you're like,
Dude.
all right. I need to like.
Avoid this man.
Yes.
Do I need the Bulgarian goulash along with the, Thai sticks or whatever? It's everything. Breakfast thing. And the more no one came in, the more
more desperate you got.
Nairobi food, and not really.
Now I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't realize that you dated the woman, or you dated a woman who did IQ tests.
Yes.
And you ended up taking one.
No, she kept asking me to take one.
Oh, okay.
And
no.
as I would say to her, and this is way before I met my beautiful wife, of course,
Sure.
back when I dated a string of almost beautiful women.
Oh,
Proud to say. Yeah.
Well, on our Patreon, we'll post pictures of these women.
Yes. A lot of them have taken their own lives, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, geez.
No, that's too dark. Cut that out. We don't want to make fun of those people.
Okay.
But that's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late.
Confession.
Live program.
Yeah. So.
It's not live.
So anyway, so I didn't want to. Because as I said to her, I don't want to find out I'm even dumber than I think I am.
Sure.
Where's the benefit of that?
You can't be dumb if you're never tested.
Then if I thought I was smarter than I thought I am, why aren't I doing better?
Right.
So there you go. I didn't take it. But in our case, you build off those real things. That was it. Larry would always. I learned a lot from Larry about using all this stuff in your life, just little funny things that maybe you can attach together, like Legos.
Yeah.
Legos, the Legos of comedy.
Yeah. I mean, what
And I am Charles Legos.
You wrote some of the episodes that was that show really coming into its own, really turning like the corner, really becoming a reliable show.
That's one of the people's. Yeah. It was really Larry and Jerry who.
No, I think it's
steered the
solely
ship.
your credit,
Well,
actually.
Well, okay, did I add heart to the show? No, there was no heart to the show.
All right,
That's why I went to Cheers, where there was heart.
Yeah.
That's all.
Sorry, was it Seinfeld first, then Cheers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And one of the last few seasons of Cheers, right? Or was it?
It turned out to be the last season.
Oh wow!
Cheers.
Were you at that
It wasn't
legendary
going to
party?
be.
Were you at that legendary party?
No, in New Orleans, no.
Oh my God!
No.
Well, that was for the end, right? Like, so you were there for the last.
No,
episode,
I was we had a little house on the tip of Long Island. And for the screening that, we were driving from the city out to this house. And as we pulled into this little town where we had a house, Greenport, there was a sign up at this bar, Cheers screening.
Yeah.
That show was on.
Oh wow!
The last
so you
show
just
thing.
happened to be at the bar to watch it.
And I could have walked in there and said, how often does a writer get to be renowned? Except for today.
Right.
This is it.
Cheers is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I cannot express my gratitude.
Oh God! I was. It was already built pretty good by the 11th year. But I got a lot of jokes in there, and it was my favorite job.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I was. The actors were great, but we don't deal that much with the actors.
Yeah, like Ted Danson.
Yeah, you go to a run through of stuff you rewrote.
Yeah,
and you give them notes, and they were great. And all those shows, it depends what kind of person the star is. That everybody's like that.
Yeah, I feel
he was
like,
really nice.
Yeah, I feel like writing for that type of show, like you really need to write for the character.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
Yeah, well, and also, you've had 10 years of Norm jokes.
Yeah,
They've already been done.
Already been
You have to
done.
know what not to
And
do.
I was very
It's gonna be
proud.
tough,
I was
yeah.
very proud to come up with stuff,
that they hadn't thought of yet.
you know, that maybe not added another dimension to Norm, but was funny in a way that wasn't exactly like he always was.
So you said that was your
And
favorite.
gave another avenue of jokes, kind of.
Yeah,
That was my favorite.
Definitely, yeah.
The writing guys in there are still really good friends. And they were all like 25 running Cheers in the 10th year. They've been there for 3
Right,
years.
that's the other thing, and it's like
Brilliant guys.
like Rail Perlman, like it's
Well, she was on then.
it's like writing for those specific characters is crazy.
Yeah, it's
well done.
It was
Well
thank you
done.
very much.
Yeah.
I loved it.
All right. So
And then
go ahead.
I was struck with polio.
Oh no.
I'm kidding.
We're gonna not bring up the tragedy. You know. We're not gonna bring that up.
I'm just kidding.
So
I had asthma instead.
yeah. Right.
But
which is-
thank God I didn't have polio. You had to drink that. You had to stand in
Thank
line.
God I didn't have polio.
My 60 years in show business. That'd be the title of my book. Thank God I didn't have polio as well.
Well,
My
thank God I
60
didn't
years in
have
show
polio.
business. Tom Leopold. Penguin Books.
All right. I got one more question for you.
Okay.
We're near
Be
the end
tender,
here.
be tender with me.
Well, actually, you know what? Let's first say where people can find you, and then we'll do this last question. So where
Where nobody else is.
No. What are your social media handles? Like, where do you want people to find
I don't have anything, believe it or not, but Facebook.
Okay.
You can contact me on Facebook.
You have an Instagram, or do the kids run
Oh
that
yeah,
for
yeah.
you?
Well, that just goes connected to Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I don't
But
know.
what is it? At Tom Leopold, I guess, on Instagram. We'll figure it out and put it in the notes for you. That's our job.
If
really.
you want to go to that much trouble to contact me,
Well, it's not about contacting you.
You know that then you're up to the work of finding me.
All right, we'll just put your phone number out there.
No, I'll be on Facebook. You can message me.
You can find him on Facebook.
And if you're not a Russian wife to buy, I'll connect with you.
Excellent, perfect.
My wife would frown on that.
All right, well, we'll cut that out too. So, what's a question that you wish someone had asked you? What's something that you don't get to talk about that you wish people would ask you in interviews?
I wish someone would have asked me that.
Oh,
But you just gave it away.
I nailed it.
I always wanted to say. Someone asked me,
Well,
what would be something nobody's ever asked me? But you know why I didn't? Because nobody ever asked me.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
No, actually, I anticipated that question. Mainly because you told me to
I told you
think
about
of
it.
something, and that was really interesting to think about. That'd be an interesting thing for everybody to do.
Yeah.
Like, what's a question you've never been asked?
That you wish you had.
Yeah, and not even, so I started thinking, well, it would be, who do I want to see if I make it to heaven?
Oh, okay.
Who do I want to see up there?
Okay.
So, because I've been thinking about this for days, because it's an interesting exercise,
Maybe Chevy.
Well, Chevy's still alive.
He's not dead.
Unless you know something I don't know. But I can see Chevy down here. I don't have to die to see Chevy.
Okay. All right.
You got to read the Variety. You got to read Variety. So first I said, and because I thought this is interesting, and then the first thing I thought was, I know what. I want to meet Hitler so I could kill him.
In heaven?
Then I thought, no, it's not going to be in heaven.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dude, that guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucked.
Well, there's our clip for this episode, by the way.
Yeah. So
that dude sucked.
then after that, I thought after it dawned on me that Hitler wouldn't be in heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, Hitler will never be in heaven. No, sir.
That was,
Hitler will never be in heaven.
that was a John Wayne song.
Yeah. He was in the prime of his life.
Yeah.
That's a Steve Allen kind of joke.
Very good.
Thank you. Well, I think I've been pretty damn wonderful tonight.
You have. That's it? You don't have an actual answer for who you want to see?
Oh, yes, I forgot. Here's who I want to see.
Okay.
But I don't want to end my interview with a real downer.
Oh.
But it's serious.
Well, we could change your answer.
Okay.
Say
This is what I really thought.
Say the real downer one, and then make
Well,
up.
there'd be Jesus, of course. I'd love to see him do something.
Oh, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
the man.
The
Yeah.
commander himself.
Yeah.
And that, of course, goes without saying. But apart from,
He'll be there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he died when he was 33.
Yeah.
So-
He's the big man on campus.
Oh,
there.
yeah. Well, he inherited it all from his father.
Yeah.
Very much like
He's very
a
popular
lot
in
of
heaven.
billionaires.
He's
Yeah.
very popular in heaven.
Huge.
Yeah, big. One of the biggest names.
Heaven's a great room
He's
for
the
him.
Joe Rogan of heaven.
He is.
I would say.
Yeah.
That's a compliment for him. The Joe Rogan of heaven, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is.
Well, we did it.
Frank Sinatra's opening for Jesus.
Okay, look how I'm going to bring the show down now.
Okay.
Then I thought, here's what I would do. I would go, we can cut this out. I would go and find Anne Frank,
Oh dear.
and I would say how sorry we all are.
Okay. Well, that's really
I
nice.
know it's a
actually.
downer, but I
no,
really
that's
thought
not a downer.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
And
that.
Frank, what was that, like
And then I'm Marilyn Monroe. No,
47 or something?
43 or something.
Yeah.
Alright, so you go apologize to Marilyn
I know,
Monroe.
it's a weird way to end
No, and then you'd run down to hell real quick on like a visitor's
Kick
pass.
Hitler's
Kick
ass,
Hitler's ass.
as if he's not getting his ass pronged with the.
And then open for Sinatra and Jesus in heaven.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'd love to open for. Imagine Jesus. Who opens for Jesus?
Well, they wouldn't let me because we look too
Yeah,
similar.
he'd be like apples and
We
oranges.
gotta have an opposite looking
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
We gotta have the clean cut guy.
But you
opening.
could do him on the road.
Yeah.
You
There
could
you
be
go.
Jesus on the road.
All right, Jesus on the road. Coming to a town near you, folks.
Jesus.
Get ready, Lexington, Kentucky. We're coming down to the O'Keefe Theater. A 200-seater down there. There's so few seats left, I'm afraid.
Ladies and
Ladies
gentlemen,
and gentlemen.
Jesus on the road.
Jesus on the road.
Tom, thank you so much for doing this.
I loved
man.
it.
I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you,
Thanks
Eric.
for doing it.
Yeah.
Thank
me,
you
Daddy.
so much.
All right, thanks for watching and listening, folks. See you next time on Talking Schmidt. Talking Schmidt is recorded at Burmeister Studios in
Astoria, Queens.
Opening music is by Greg Burmeister. Closing music is by
Greg Burmeister.
Our intern is Jason Travis. If you like what you've heard, please like, follow, and write a review for us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you didn't like it, please keep listening to it, but keep your opinions to yourself. If you really liked it, you can find bonus episodes over on our Talking Schmidt Patreon page. Membership is just $5 per month, and it goes a long way to buy us the equipment and bourbon we need. Thanks in advance, and hope you're doing great.